His opponent was a very experienced skater in Richard Sorrell out of Southern California. Richard Sorrell ranked 10th on the tour last year. Came out here to San Francisco to prove he belonged in the upper echelon of the street skaters.
Richard Sorrell came out with back-to-back tricks, but they weren't enough to overcome Brian Bell's run, but he also had another difficult run, and it was really close. And, you know, when you got two close matchups like this, Rick, it's just hard to determine which one's going to be the winner.
Brian Bell advances. Richard just lacked a little bit on the technical side, and it was enough for Brian Bell to get on through. Our next skater, a Northern California skater, Corey Roberts, Team Nouveau in the house.
Yeah, he tried some very difficult moves. He tried to launch the sole. He had some good far sides. He did a lot of good grinds, but it wasn't enough.
His opponent, maybe the toughest in the brackets, he had to go against Tom Fry here in the quarterfinals. And you know Tom has what it takes to advance.
Yeah, Tom Fry, always a great skater, had great launches, great rails, great style. This guy's just an amazing skater. He's going to be very, very hard to beat.
Yeah, and his overall score is always going to be very high. And once again, Tom Fry with a very strong score. He advances to the Final Four, beating Corey Roberts.
Tom Fry, they call him Mr. Consistency. You know, when this guy takes the course, Rick, he just rips it up every time. He's a great skater to watch.
Tom Fry, considered maybe the Michael Jordan of aggressive inline skating, one of the most respected street skaters and vert skaters around, and we were glad to have him here at the Powerade National Inline Skate Series. You go from old school Tom Fry, one of the well-known skaters, to one of the new and up-and-coming Northern California skaters, Patrick Lennon.
Patrick Lennon came out, he did some of the most difficult tricks in the whole competition. This guy just goes huge for a little guy, huh?
And that's the cool thing about Niss. You come with the established skaters like Tom Fry, and then out of nowhere, guys like Patrick Lennon show up and say, hey, I might be the next Tom Fry.
Mark Neppel, another great skater out of Omaha, came out, and he's always good. Got a little creative this time, doing some front sides on the side of the course. He had a great run to advance. Everyone loves to watch him.
Creativity, big time there by Mark Neppel, and he shows the footwork on the Bower box. Mark Neppel was strong enough, and his effort was there, and he advanced to the Final 8. So our Final Four is set. Mark Neppel going against Brian Bell and Tom Fry against Brian Kanowski. Stay tuned, it's anybody's championship here from San Francisco on Prime Sports.
I remember it like...
Propel yourself to greater heights. We are back with the Street Course Final Four here at the beautiful Port of San Francisco inside Pier 45. Rick Stark with Brian Smith here. Dropping in first is Brian Kanowski, Senate rider in the house. BK, ranked 13th on the tour last year, improving by every advance.
Brian Kanowski is such a great skater. He's just heading out on this course, heading up for that Bower box. There he is. Oh, and he passes by the Bower box, going for a launch ramp set up by the death box. Oh, when he goes backside down the death box, a very difficult move.
With about 30 seconds left in his run, Brian Kanowski has already hit a couple difficult tricks.
He's going backside down all these rails, coming in fakie, going quarter cap. He's doing a really good job, Rick. He's going to be a tough component.
Brian Kanowski, a very, very young 17, but he's like a seasoned veteran.
He sure is. He's doing a good job here today. He's going up against Tom Fry, so, you know, he's out there just doing his best. But he's doing a great job.
Brian Kanowski, a Southern California kid out of Los Alamitos here in the Bay Area to serve notice to the Northern California skaters that it's still all about SoCal.
There he is heading up to that death box one more time, going fakie. Oh, and he goes baking into Pam, but good run by Brian. He looks happy.
Nails it right when the FSL timer went to 0. And Brian Kanowski with a very strong run. But his opponent, Tom Fry out of Melbourne, Australia, he's going to need every point to get by Tom.
Taking a look back at that mute, he tweaked it out, man. Wow, he had a good run.
Dropping in is Tom Fry from Melbourne, Australia. Look at that spinning 540 over the box.
Tom Fry just has great big airs. There he is, grinding the top of the hacker's box, coming at the bar box. Sold the backside to rewind off. That's a very difficult trick. Heading up to that death box, fakie. Going fakie to front side. Good switch trick. Oh man, this guy is on fire. He's so hard to beat.
Using the quarter pipe for a little speed, back down the death rail, and so far he's been very consistent on the rails.
Heading on that bar box, going oversold down the kink. Setting up on the hacker's quarter pipe, heading back to the bar box. Oh, and he goes far side soul, beautiful. He has such fluid style, it makes everything look so easy. Heading up one more time on the quarter pipe. Gonna take a little break.
This is exactly where you want to catch your breath with about 15 seconds left in your run.
Oh, Tom Fry going all the way up on top of the kink, falls off a little early. Very difficult move, then he goes a little 360 over the hip. Good run by Tom Fry.
That's one of my favorite moves, when the skater launches to the middle of the rail and slides the whole rail. How difficult is that?
I tell you, Rick, there's so many things they have to take into consideration when you're launching to a rail, especially when the rail is 8 foot off the ground. It's really scary. Taking a look back at that big old launch. See how he just tucks his legs up and spins it all the way around? He's got such rad style on that 540. Showing a little of his ramp skills on that quarter pipe, pulling out a nice backflip.
And the scores are in, and Tom Fry takes it 96-79, but let's give BK props. He had to take Tom to overtime. That was in the skate-off. They tied on their first heat.
Yeah, BK coming out, man. Big props. Brian Bell dropping in, heading on that bar box. Oh, and a huge mute, almost clears the landing ramp. Heading up on the death box, going soul, nice and clean. Brian, another great skater, fun to watch. Heading up that death box one more time. Going far side soul, the backside down the kink, a very difficult move. That's very technical, that's gonna help him a lot.
Brian Bell, one of those skaters who are under 18 years of age. Brian Smith, they're just pushing the sport, those young guys.
Yeah, you saw earlier he did a 270 to backside switch stance. Another really difficult move. He's pulling off a lot of technical tricks in this run. There he goes soul to soul, but couldn't quite hook on. Setting up on that quarter pipe one more time, heading for the big old death rail. Oh, he goes a Mizu all the way down.
The FSL timer about on 15 seconds, enough time for Brian Bell to spin back on the course and set up for one last trick.
Another half cab to switch stand soul. Oh, and then goes fast slide down the kink.
Brian Bell from National City, California, gets the last trick in, hits the ground, but he's got to be excited about that performance. A very strong run. He had some difficult tricks and good style. His score should be pretty high.
Strong and difficult indeed. Taking a look back at that first launch, way high in the air, nice mute grab, landing far, far away from the box. That's going to be really good for the judges.
That trick had everything. Mark Neppel dropping in next. Will he be the third skater from Nebraska to qualify for the championship?
If anyone can do it, Mark Neppel can. He's got great style, and he's got all the tricks up his sleeve. Let's just hope he hits him here. Heading up on that bar box. Going Mizu to fast slide. That's a good technical trick. Heading up on the death box. Going backside all the way down the kink, nice and smooth. Heading back to that death rail one more time. They love that death rail. Front side to Mizu. Oh, and he goes to transfer, but goes bacon. Had he pulled that off, that would have been a great, great trick. Soul grind switch down the kink. Heading back on the bar box. Going soul grind on the other side, showing his versatility in souls.
10 seconds left on the FSL timer. Mark Neppel spins back off the quarter pipe, setting up for one last trick on the death box.
And it's front side, the drop sole. A good routine, but Brian Bell was a lot more technical and had some better launches. I think it's going to be close.
I think it's going to be real close. We'll have to see what the judges say.
Taking a look back now, here he's going backside, all the way down, nice and clean. You can see he tweaks his arms out. He's got rad style, the crowd loves him.
And the scores are in. Mark Neppel takes by 1 in style. Ties in difficulty. Creativity goes to Brian Bell. The overall look of the run goes to Brian Bell. That is the difference by 2 points, 88-86. Brian Bell advances to the finals. His opponent, the Australian Tom Fry.
Yes, finally my boy Brian Bell made it to the championships, Rick. Now it's just a game of cat and mouse. Let's see who can win it.
Three-course finals coming up next on Prime Sports. Walkman and Auto Sounds and UA Hackers. We are back here at the Port of San Francisco. Pier 45 for the street course finals. Tom Fry skating against young Brian Bell.
That's right, Rick, and I think that Brian Bell is going to go first. He's got a lot of pressure on him because Tom Fry is so good, but he's just going to try his best. Heading with a lot of speed to the launch. Oh, a little trouble on that launch. Wasn't as good as he usually does.
Right there, Brian, you can see he did not grab. For the folks at home, that's what you're supposed to do over the launch spot.
That's right, heading in that bar box. Misses the sole grind. Oh, he's having a rough run so far.
His inexperience in the finals might be showing here, Brian. A little tired and the legs look a little weary.
Yeah, I think he's happy that he's in the finals already. He's just cruising through and gonna have a fun time. There he is going Mizu, coming off a little early. So far, hasn't pulled off any difficult tricks. Here we go. There's a good trick. That's 270 to front backside switch stance.
Looks hard.
It is. There he goes, fast slide down the kink. Now he's pulling out the tricks he should have been doing earlier. Brian was out dancing all night. He might be a little tired. There it is, falling down, going bacon after a nice sole to backside.
Well, Brian Bell danced his way to the finals, and right now he's struggling a little bit here on the last run. Head-to-head competition, you have to skate 4 times and win every time to take the title here at the Powerade Niss Street Course. Coming up next, the Australian Tom Fry, but taking a look back here at Brian Bell's launches.
Did a little airwalk and couldn't quite get the grab. That's not what you want to do when you're launching. Here he is going 540. A little bit too slow and put his hands down. Not a great run, but he's in the finals, and I'm sure he's happy about that. Tom Fry, who's dropping in now, is an amazing launcher. Watch this. Huge 540, switch stance. That means he spun the opposite way. Very difficult. Heading up that quarter pipe, grinding the top, heading for the bower box. Backside, the drop sole. Oh my God, that's very incredibly difficult.
And Brian, compare the final run here with Tom Fry and Brian Bell. You can see the experience. Tom Fry, as strong as he was in the round of 16, here he's just as strong in his final run.
There he is, going that trick that you like so much, going front side across the top and down the kink on the death box, going backside on the bower box. He's just hitting every trick. Oh, and there he goes with a Makio grind across the top. The crowd loves them. Going half cap to front side. He's just hitting every trick, Rick. He's so consistent.
Tom Fry skating second here in the finals. There's a bit of an advantage there. You can see your opponent's run, and takes a little pressure off if your opponent doesn't have a great run, and Tom Fry lets the clock run out. He had 6 seconds left, but he knows he's hit more than enough tricks to get by Brian Bell.
Yeah, I think we know who's got it in the bag there. I mean, taking a look here at that 540 launch, just way up in the air, and that's spinning the opposite way. Incredible. Oh, taking a look back here, this is a backside the drop sole. It's one of my favorite tricks, and on that planter, it's so hard to do, and he does it so nice.
The judges' scores are in, and Tom Fry takes it by 6 in style, 3 in difficulty, 4 in creativity. He takes him overall, blows him out 98-77. Let's send it down to Brian Smith with our winner.
Tom, you kicked butt out there. You're always consistent. You look so fluent and comfortable, man. How'd you feel out there?
It was good. I liked the course, you know. It was a really good course. It left a lot for your imagination, so I like that, and it's nice and tight, so you can keep things rolling. It's good.
Yeah, well, congratulations, man. You kicked butt as usual. street finalists. We're going to check out who's the winner on vert, so stay with us. AJ Jackson in the house.
Hey, man, I just want to say one thing. Tom Fry is definitely one of my favorite skaters. The one thing that he does for the whole aggressive market is he pushes it forward, man. He's got a creative mind, and he puts it together, man. He represents it large, man. Definitely one of the skate gods in my eyes.
Well, word.
Stick around for the Wild Half-Pipe competition coming up next on Prime Sport.
Fundamentals to fantastics and amazing trick shots. Two of America's
For aggressive skaters, and by Pier 47 Nightclub and Restaurant, 18 live bands a week. Looking back at the quarterfinals on the halfpipe, Tom Fry was there, and he served notice that he's still the guy to beat on the halfpipe.
Another fine skater with Hamish McCray going big with his huge airs and spins.
Chris Hines out of Dana Point, always a competitor when the halfpipe competition comes around.
And another young man, Ben Taylor, came out and just surprised everyone with his nice high airs.
So the first semifinals are set with Tom Fry going against young Ben Taylor and Chris Hines taking on his good friend Hamish McCray. In our first round semifinal matchup, Ben Taylor takes on Tom Fry. Tom Fry ranked second overall last year on the tour. Ben Taylor has his work cut out from only age 11, but you can't tell by his style.
Going big with his mute grabs. Here he is pulling a nice method. Yeah, tweaking back that mute. Nice stale Japan kicking out Matty Man style. Going for a nice invert.
I'll tell you what, Brian, Ben Taylor comes with his young brother Jake. His mom brings them down every weekend to ride the halfpipe. At 11 years old, this guy in a couple years is going to be one of the best vert skaters around.
He's already a pretty good one right now. He kicks my butt. And I'll tell you what, you're right. With experience and time, he's going to get nothing but better. There he is taking a little break at the top of the halfpipe, getting ready to drop in for his final runs.
With 7 seconds left on the FSL, let's see what Ben Taylor can do as the clock is winding down.
Oh, and he pulls off a 540, a little shaky, but he's going to get better with time. A good run by Ben Taylor.
And young Ben Taylor serves his family proud once again. High fives from the other vert skaters. Ben Taylor coming all the way from Henderson, Nevada to skate here on the half-pipe competition in San Francisco.
That's right, taking a look back at that huge 540. Could have tucked it up a little more, could have been a little higher, but hey, he pulled it off.
Tom Fry dropping in, only 21 years old. Seems like he's been skating forever.
Yeah, Tom Fry is so incredible to watch. He spins both ways, does tricks both ways. Here he's tweaking a nice mute, going mute again. Set up now with a nice mute 360. If you notice his style, he's so smooth. Like you said, he looks like he's just doing it like it's a walk in the park. There he is going huge. He's got all the flips, the transitions, grabbing rocket in that flip, spinning up on the coping, going invert, grabbing. Oh man, coming in fake after invert. This guy's just incredible.
When Tom takes the half pipe, Brian, he knows exactly what he wants to do. He almost has his routine figured out before he drops in.
He's so technical and so great to watch. It's so amazing. Here he is setting up for his last tricks. Oh, he tries to go oversold and he smacks his shin. That's gotta, oh, that hurts.
Tom Fry grimaces a little, but he smiles because he knows he's advancing to the final.
Taking a look back at that tweaked back flip. There he is, dropping in perfect.
Landed really high on the coping on those flips, too.
Yeah, does a nice rocket grab in the middle of that flip, too.
The scores are in. Tom Fry in style. Tom Fry in difficulty, creativity, and overall, Tom Fry wins it 96-77. But what a great effort by young Ben Taylor. Tom Fry will be skating in the finals. Who's it going to be, Chris Hines or Hamish McCray? Semifinal number 2 coming up. Dropping in first is young Hamish McCray, the New Zealand champion at age 15 years old.
Hamish is a great skater. You can see him. There he is, tweaking a nice 360, bringing it back method, the mute. He is such a good skater as well. Came out, just ripped up this ramp. There he is, doing a nice tweak backflip. He's got all the tricks as well. He's not going as high as you'd like to on some of these tricks, but he's pulling off very difficult tricks.
6 years younger than Tom Fry. He might lack the strength and experience, but you can see he has the spinning tricks down.
Yeah, he did a great 540. Going oversoul on the coping. Backside grind.
Last trick coming up for Hamish McRae. And that is going to be time as he steps back up to the platform. Hamish McRae with a very good effort. He'll need it against the veteran Chris Hines.
Taking a look at that backflip, and you notice he grabs his 1 foot, which makes it just a little more flashy for the judges. There he is doing a fakie one, grabbing rocket. Chris Hines dropping in next. Chris is also an amazing skater. He's got all the height. Look how high he's going on that mute. There he is, grabbing mute again, really high. He's also a smooth skater. Grabbing rocket. Nice Miller flip, tweaking it out. Setting up. Oh, and there's a nice move. Chris Hines coming out, ripping it up, saying, hey, I can hang with those Australians.
Chris Hines taking a little breather. This is where he usually likes to set up for something big. He likes to pull his big twist at this part of his run, Brian.
Yeah, you're right, setting up mute. Let's see if he pulls it. There it is, nice and high, too, and he pulls it off. Oh, and then he goes huge corkscrewing. Nice, and a 360. Wow, that's a good way to end your routine.
Absolutely, 10 seconds left in the routine, and Chris Hines pulls out 2 very difficult tricks. Can he get by his friend, his buddy, Hamish McRae?
Chris Hines pulling that washing machine-like corkscrew, spin cycle, coming in fake and make twist, landing it perfect.
The scores are in very close in style. 1 point goes to Chris. He takes him in difficulty, takes him in creativity, beats him overall, and he edges out Hamish McRae 86-81. Chris Hines versus Tom Fry in the vert finals. There's our 2 competitors hanging out at the top of the 11-foot half pipe here in the vert competition. Who's gonna take it? Stick around for the half pipe finals. Coming up next on Prime Sports. And Auto Sounds and UA Hacking. It's now time for the vert final. Once again, a beautiful packed house here for the vert finals in San Francisco, California, the Port of San Francisco, the site of stop number 7 of the tour. Tom Fry going against Chris Hines here in the vert finals. Brian Smith had a chance to talk with Tom Fry before his run.
Lots of good action, Tom. What are you going to do for this final run to win it?
I never decide what I'm going to do. I just go out and do it. So I can't tell you that. I'll tell you afterwards.
Tom Fry dropping in first.
Setting up mute. Going rocket air. Oh, and then goes method. And another method.
Tom Fry using the smooth style on the half pipe. Once again, Brian, not getting as high on the coping as we like to see, though.
Yeah, I think Tom looks a little tired here. There he goes with a nice 540 to a nice backflip back-to-back. And a fakie rocket make twist. Coming in 270 backside. Going up soul grind. Oh, it goes bacon. That's going to hurt him. You don't usually see Tom fall. That's pretty rare.
With 2 seconds left, does he have time to pull out one more trick? He's going to run out of time. So the fall with about 10 seconds left. We'll see if that's the difference for Chris Hines to maybe steal a title here in San Francisco.
Rick, I hate to say it, but I think Chris has a good chance of taking this competition. Looking back here, there's a nice 540. Lands a little straight leg. Wasn't as high as it usually goes. And a nice backflip. 2 good tricks. But he had a lot of bobbles in that run. It wasn't one of his flawless runs. I think if Chris has a nice smooth run and stays on his feet, he's going to take it. I had a chance to talk to him earlier. Let's see what his strategy is.
Trying to have a smooth, clean, consistent run and hope I beat him.
Smooth, clean, and consistent. That'll do it.
Yep. It's a lot of technical stuff, and Tom's a really good opponent, though. He's really good. I'm going to try, man.
Anything could happen.
All right, Chris Hines, anything can happen. He's trying to steal a title here in San Francisco, dropping in.
Already going twice as high. Grabbing mute. Oh, once again, wouldn't you know it, something happens on his skate. This guy's always having problems. Drop back in again. All right, back on track here. Let's grab that mute and pull it back. Oh, and he pulls his make twist early and lands it perfect. Oh, right to a Miller flip. Fakie McTwist. You know what, Rick? I think he is on.
Right there with 3 very difficult tricks. Chris Hines sticks them all. He keeps rolling with 20 seconds on the FSL timer.
Double toe taps. The laundry boy might make it. Rick, I'm excited. There he is taking a break. What's he got in for us?
This is where he likes to set up for one last big trick. We'll see what he can pull. Usually the McTwist.
Setting it up. Oh, and he does a mute 360.
Running out of gas, and that will end his run, but it was very strong, especially in the first 30 seconds of the routine. Can Chris Hines have enough points to get by Tom Fry? Only the judges know from here on out.
Taking a look now at that huge McTwist. He shot it early. He knew, hey, I got to go all out if I'm going to beat this Tom Fry guy, and that's what he did.
Can the California kid slip by the Australian? The scores are in. It's Chris Hines by 1 in style. They tie in difficulty. He loses in creativity, but slips by with a 2-point victory overall, and he takes it 96-94. Chris Hines, the champ here at stop number 7 in San Francisco.
He's getting congratulated. Let's pick him out of the crowd. Chris, man, you beat Tom Fry, a big gun. How do you feel, man? That puts you right on the map.
Oh my, it's amazing. It's amazing. I've always wanted to go up against Tom Fry. I finally go up against him and actually beat him. It's just like, oh my God.
Well, that's the crazy, stupid, kooky stuff that happens on the Niss tour. So you got to be proud. You're going to Venice Beach. You got $500. Now you can buy some new clothes.
Thanks. All I have is thank you, Niss, and thanks to all my sponsors, Stealth Bearings and ProDesign, Rollerblade, Hyper, Asphalt, Bomber, Clothing, Bulletproof, Crash Pads, ProTech. That's it.
Well, that's quite a long, distinguished list. Well, good job, man. Chris Hines is our new vert champion for San Francisco.
The skating never stops here at the Powerade Niss Tour. Stay tuned for the Powerade Blast and Crash Derby coming up next on Prime Sports. Trick of the Niss Tour. And by Sony. Sony Sports, it's for summer, it's for you, and by United Artists. Motion Picture Hackers starts Friday, September 15th at theaters everywhere. And by Power Bar, fuel for optimum performance.
Brian Smith just sitting on the dock of the bay here in Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco, California. Stop number 7. On street, we had Brian Bell and Tom Fry. On ramp, we had Tom Fry and Chris Hines. Wow, it was an amazing event. It was inside, it was warm, pleasant. Everyone had fun. So I'll see you next week in Santa Monica for stop number 8 on the Powerade National United States Series, co-sponsored by Sony Walkman, Sony Auto Sound, and the MGM Hackers. Bye-bye.
Each week we give out the Powerade Power Blast of the Week, and this one goes to Jason, the Creator Smith.
Jason with his launch to front side on that big old launch ramp. Nice! Pow, boom, splat, rack the sack, the Crash Derby.
Here we go, see you on.
The National Inline Skate Series is owned and operated by Anywhere Sports Productions in Los Angeles. Accommodations provided by San Francisco's newest luxury hotel, the Hotel Monaco. And a special thanks to the Port of San Francisco.